Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're back for another episode of our opposite hand challenge.
Yes.
This learning series where we are trying to go through the process to sort of re-understand what it is to play this game when you're in that learning phase.
That's ultimately what this is. It's a good point.
Yeah.
It's really allowing us to understand how it feels, the type of things you struggle with, what equipment means to you at various levels. Because it's, as much as I know you can identify it, you're playing golf at a very high level.
Yeah.
So coming back to this level a little bit, flipping
Humbling.
hands, it's humbling, and it also, I think we're just going to learn a whole bunch of stuff about fitting from it.
Yeah, definitely. And it's great to listen to you guys, and your feedback has been that you can maybe relate to us a little bit more in this phase than you know when we test things the other way. And I think we are able to offer you more advice and information when we test the other way because we can be so much more precise.
Definitely.
We can isolate the variables a lot more. But what this will give you is probably more realistic feedback in terms of the feel and what you guys struggle with. We're going to be struggling with the exact same thing.
I know.
Today we're going to kind of go through, start talking about the first phase of the development of our swings.
Definitely.
Some things that we think we need to do to improve. We both feel like we have a similar issue with the face angle and kind of the way we have to manipulate the face on the way through, and something I see in the Bay a lot as well. A lot of face angle issues and things like that. And
the open face seems to be just so toxic for a golf swing.
It is.
Like you can't
That's a
do
great word, yeah.
98% of the things you need to develop your swing. If the face is going to come in dynamically and you need to make that get saved at the last second, there's only so much you can do. You're always going to hit kind of that plateau, which a ton of golfers will know that they're probably playing with an open face.
Yeah. You can see that wipe that people are applying, lots of speed.
Yes.
And they always feel like, I really feel like I should be hitting it further. I feel like I swing it quite fast, but it's applied pressure. The swing speed is the input, the ball speed is the output, the ball speed is the return you get for the strike. And we're trying to get that centered contact. So we're at this learning phase where we need help, and we need clubs that will help us. And we've picked a couple out the drawer today that are two of the best in class when it comes to the most forgiving clubs out there. Titleist T400, and I've got the Maverick Max.
So I'm calling this first part Ian's #1 tip.
Yeah.
Because as you said, not just the videos we've seen, I've been in here when you're fitting a lot, and I think when someone's struggling with that open face, I've seen you work on this wrist angle thing with like really good results.
Yeah.
So I really want to just kind of focus on it, and it's perfect for us too. Talk us through how we start to work on that, why that's going to keep the face shut, and then let's both kind of see if we can incorporate it a bit.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, I'll credit Andrew Rice, to be honest, for him teaching me the importance of this one, and something that he's a great 4-minute video on YouTube. Literally just type in Andrew Rice wrist angles. I've sent it to about 200 students by now. I must have at least. Good. But yeah, just the wrist structure and how the organization of the club face manages the club path and the angle of attack. And if you can really manage that club face, how everything else just kind of falls into place. Andrew has a great phrase. He calls the club face the queen and the club path the king. Okay. Because the queen always dictates what the king does.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Yeah. That's always interesting because you see the person who's slashing across it is slashing across it because the face is open. Has to because they're trying to make the ball start offline enough so that by the time it curves, it's back online. Right. But it's amazing what happens when you start to get the face to square up. You stop seeing the amount of exerted effort to over-exaggerate the club path manipulation, and all of a sudden those numbers start to settle down.
Makes so much sense. So most people are playing with an open face.
Yes.
If I swing through a zero path, or if I'm slightly in out, whichever one wants, and the face is open, every single ball is going to right field.
Push slice.
A nightmare.
Yeah.
So everyone has some athletic ability, whether they want to admit it or not. You're going to try to make the 100%. Ball go, I'm trying to aim there. I'm not trying to aim there.
That's what it is. It's the subconscious mind going, well, whether it's, that you keep leaving that face open, or you see it open and you go, well, I'm going to have to kind of make an adjustment. I'm going to have to, get that ball started offline to allow it to come back.
It's because the pattern is more so, like, what do you see? Is it more sort of this way? Club comes kind of up and open.
It can certainly be that. It can be too much rotation. Lots of time you see that lead arm sort of leave the body and rotate.
I have that in my normal swing, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
You know, it can be a lot of people who are, you know, maybe thought the teaching of toe up was at one point through the PGA manual that was the way to do it, but realistically that is an open face. That would be a square face.
Gotcha. So is that the best starting point? I like that you said that.
Yeah.
So everyone associates that with square.
Yeah.
That's shut.
Yeah.
Like they'll look at DJ and say DJ's face is
Correct.
shut. But in reality, that's basically true square.
That would be true square relative to matching your spine angle. Yes.
Gotcha. So that is shut. That's square. That's open. That's really open.
Yes, exactly. That way we're in trouble.
I think that helps to look at that and dispel that to begin with.
Definitely. You don't necessarily have to change everything, but if you can move one thing in there, you know, it'll influence the other links in the chain to do better.
It makes so much sense. And if you now reverse what you said at the start, the open face demands this to make the ball go straight. If you can somehow even make the face get shut, which is tough, if anything, your ball will not, or your swing demands an in-to-out swing.
You will.
Make the ball start right and curve left.
If someone has a reasonable amount of athletic ability, then that will naturally happen. You'll figure out a way to offset your deficiency in face angle.
Gotcha. Is it okay to hit some hooks to start with? Are you all right with seeing the ball?
I think you have to try to hit it right.
Right.
Yeah.
And if it does, it does.
If you're a constant fader, you guys have seen, you know, me so far. Like I have definitely don't have the awareness yet of where the face angle needs to rotate, and that was what led to our conversation. Well, let's just take rotation out of it.
Exactly.
Let's just set the club face, and then if we set the club face, rotate back round and through, then it is one less variable to think about. If we organise the club face very early on, then we don't need to then think about, okay, well, it's there. So last time when we were doing the long drive, remember we were saying, okay, just really get that left hand into it.
We all did that,
yeah. And that's what we're flipping it. And flipping it comes down to timing, and it's a big variance.
But it won't work every time.
Won't work every time, definitely not. So that's why you're seeing more of the modern golf swing be from this sort of slightly bowed lead position. And one of the tips Andrew gives, which is a brilliant one, is the lead side arm as you take it away. So rather than you getting that rotation where you start to see the back of the lead hand, the right hand in this case, for most righties it's the opposite, actually start to get those knuckles to slightly curl under.
Okay. So
it's almost that feeling, very Jordan Spieth-esque.
Of course,
okay, so taking the club away in more of that position. So I can't see, you know, I couldn't see the logo in the back of that glove, you know, if I was wearing one on that hand. So more of that position. So if I keep those knuckles down on the takeaway, I know I've organised the face appropriately.
Gotcha. Okay, good start.
Yeah, contact was decent.
I mean, if that's open, it's not much open. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a little video of you rehearsing it.
Okay.
Then I'll take one of you actually swinging one, and let's just see where you are, roughly. Okay. Nice.
That was a better one.
Really good.
Yeah. So see a little bit more shape to that one.
Yeah. You curved it slightly, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that you were able to do that quickly, even in our other tries.
No.
Nothing that you could do would make the ball shape that easily left to right.
Yeah, definitely not getting the strike. And it's amazing. You know, I was really struggling with the strike last week, but the strike is kind of getting organised there. Path and angle attack are good efficiencies. So dynamic loft is managed better.
Should you strike the ball better when you get the face in a nice square position?
Yes.
Less manipulations. You should be more consistent.
Much more consistent with that.
It's good to see that those two things kind of come hand in hand.
Yeah.
So that was your rehearsal.
Okay.
Which is quite good. Yeah, really good. So it's still in quite a strong position. Up at the top is very, I mean, as you say, it's not shut by any means up at the top.
No.
It's matching your forearm angles, and you can just get through it easier. That's pretty cool. You basically taught yourself to hit a draw in 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I just think, you know, for a lot of golfers, that first key takeaway, you know, if you've got, you know, your kinematic sequence gets a little bit out.
Yes.
the earlier you can add good things, and sort of if you're struggling with the ball going out to one side or going to the other, the earlier you can influence that sequence with the right things, then the more effect it's going to have.
Versus trying to do something at the very last second, which is save it. It's too late at that point.
Yep, exactly.
Very interesting.
Okay.
All right, I got to try this.
Jump in.
That worked way too well. I have to try this. Yeah, it's funny. We were messing around a lot with the grip last week.
Yeah, trying to kind of strengthen that grip a little bit.
The funny thing is, I don't think the grip solves it though, because you can, and I've done this.
Yeah.
You can grip it super strong and still rotate the
100%.
face way open, and you're just as screwed after that.
Definitely. You know, I've seen that in the past with players. You know, you kind of try and get their grip into a slightly stronger position, and they still kind of do the wrong thing with the rotation, and the kind of the lead wrist gets very cuppy, and that's you know what ultimately leads to the face opening up. And there's probably a lot of players in their 40s and 50s right now going, well, did we not live through the David Ledbetter era being told that that's what we wanted, slightly cupped?
That's where it comes from.
Wrist? Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to try the rehearsal. This is 100% the first time I've done this on my opposite-handed side.
Okay, so on that left hand, just really feel that you get those knuckles turning under as you take it away. There you go. Good. Yeah, good. And as you do that, so you can try and see if you can get a little bit more sort of club, even just trailing behind you a little bit.
Okay.
So just
less up?
Yeah, a little bit less sort of up.
Okay,
butt end of the club a little closer to your right thigh as you take it away. That's nice. That's good.
So people might get in the habit of lifting,
picking up, and then your shoulder plane starts to really get steep, and you start to really tilt rather than turn.
Yep, I'm with you. Okay, so a little bit more that way, and then you're just really turning up from there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like I'm going to hit the ball left.
Yeah.
It's good. Okay, well let's just see where it goes.
Good. Okay, so shallow, got a little touch behind it.
It's definitely different,
Okay. Better. Really good.
Okay.
It's exactly what you would want to do. After two where you don't quite get it, although you tried, you want to see one go left.
So that's the type of shot that's a great checkpoint. You may look at it and go, what the hell was that? But you've actually started moving the ball left, which maybe someone's never done before.
Definitely.
You may have never hit that shot in your life.
So you'll work off that baseline now of, okay, that's what too much feels like. Okay, good. Let me do just a little less of that.
Less of that, okay.
Okay, so same again.
That felt really close.
Much better.
Yeah, it started to, the contact is funny. Like I'm starting to actually catch the ball quite clean.
There he is.
There he is.
Right on cue.
That's really cool.
Really good.
Just
really,
like
really good.
turning the ball a little left to right, 160 yards in the air or so. Really cool. Well, I like this because I think once I feel the face is square for both of us, we'll be comfortable moving on to the next step.
Yeah.
I'll probably start working on my path and angle of attack. You may have, I mean, your path and angle of attack were pretty good, but
not too bad,
to a lesser degree, you'll probably want to neutralize yours a bit.
Yep, for sure.
And we'll work on that as kind of a next step.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so just that was very much, guys, a little nugget based around how face angle can really manage lots of different things from obviously start direction, ball speed, launch, spin, all those sorts of things, but ultimately, making sure you are not misdiagnosing why, you're coming over the top or, those sorts of things. Often it is coming from those wrist angles.
I've never seen it click that quickly.
Yeah.
I've definitely tried to hit draws right-handed. I've strengthened the grip.
Yeah.
Results been the same.
Yeah.
This is definitely the key, is getting that in that position to start with.
Definitely.
It's good.
And the key to it, I think, is once you can get it in that position and it's just turn, unturn, and release, it becomes less timing orientated and you're just building a very solid foundation for your golf swing.
That's when you feel like you don't have bad days all the time, because I think a lot of people feel like they can play decent golf, but everything has to be really clicking, and that's what you're talking about. It's all timing, right?
Exactly.
Nice.
Okay, guys, hopefully that can resonate for a bunch of you out there, some of you especially who have higher ball flights and work your golf ball into the fade side, and maybe you like to get away from that. As I said, that video I talked about at the start was Andrew Rice wrist angles. He talked in good detail about some different kind of ways to think about how the lead wrist works and things like that. So I would highly recommend go check that one out on YouTube as well.
I will put it in the description.
Perfect. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.